and say the prayer for us.
Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'zivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you, Claudia.
Amen. Thank you, Patty. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I was going to play a beautiful video of Nava Tehillah doing Yedid Nefesh, but can't play the video. And then as I was looking up the version that I was using, I realized that there's a beautiful poem that I'd rather read to you instead.
Oh, good.
So in Patty's tradition, we will start with a poem. The Added Soul of Shabbat by Sivan Har Shefi. Toss us a soul, we who are the accumulation of so many things, like the dust in our rooms. A gasp escapes from our inner being. Toss us a soul that might go up and down our spine like Jackson Pollock on a swing, pouring colors randomly, and suddenly there's a picture. Toss me a soul like a stone bouncing on top of the water, sinking to the bottom of the lake so that it has a confident heart. Toss me a soul like sacks of sand dangling from a hot air balloon so that it can freely fly. Toss me a soul and stay close to me like someone putting in anchor. Toss me a soul. I have one already, but toss me an added soul on the eve of Shabbat. Toss it like a rich man throwing change in the beggar's hat on the street. Toss me a soul, an injection of good stuff. I, who am in need of what all the well-behaved and all the silent ones want. A heavenly tossed soul like cleansing water, and cleanse us.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Page 24. If you have a Siddur, and if you don't, then I can't show you the words on the shared screen. So 6 lines from the top. The words are Hod v'Hadar lefanav, Oz v'Tiferet b'mikdasho. Splendor and majesty are before God. Strength and beauty are in God's sanctuary. This is a Nava Tehillah tune, so I know Patty's going to sing along. Hod v'Hadar lefanav, Oz v'Tiferet b'mikdasho. 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 Thank you. Patty, you might want to mute. It's the sound gets a little complex. Thank you. Before we more deeply welcome in Shabbat with a Chadodi, let's take a moment to contemplate our week. For many of us, we spent time with family, which is wonderful, thrilling, exciting, and extremely stressful. So let's take a moment to let go of that, to just release that it is family and we are loved and it's okay. We turn to page 38 for L'Chadodi. We will sing the first 2 verses on page 38 and the last 2 verses on page 40. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם על תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בריא ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Turning to page 42, the first two lines at the top, another Nava Tehillah tune. In case you didn't notice, there's a theme. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulzamer l'shemcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות. 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 טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון. If you'd like to unmute now, that'd be fine. I want to tell you about something I've been doing. This is my version of a Devar Torah here. It has to do with time and space because it's a small topic. we can't sing together. It's so frustrating. I can see your mouths moving, but we can't sing together because we are not actually existing in the same time right now. We're a fraction of a second off. We're not in the same place. We're all in our own places here, looking in at the screen. So we're pretending that this Zoom meeting brings us together as a community. And we're pretending that we exist in the same time and space right now. But it's not true. We're not actually in the same time and space. It became even more noticeable when the rabbi was Zooming the meetings, and it was on Facebook, and it was streaming on YouTube. And I'm messaging with Alice, and Rachel says, "Oh, I love this tune." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's not singing." And then 10 seconds later, he picks up his guitar and he starts singing. I was like, "Oh yeah, I love this tune too." And then I realized we were 10 to 15 seconds apart in time. We weren't in the same time.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. There's a difference between what we're seeing in the video and the speed on the chat. They're moving on different, they can move on different things. So the fact that you were seeing something later on the chat doesn't mean that you weren't hearing the same thing at approximately the same time.
It gets better though, Lynn, because 2 years ago, I don't know, Alice will tell me, I signed up to do something called Daf Yomi. Every day, it's going to take 7.5 years. We read a page of the Talmud.
Right.
And we read the commentary. And then we discuss it in various ways. And I realized I'm reading something that was written a long time ago. And then I'm reading one person's view on it. And this person asks a question or makes a comment. And someone else, thousands of miles away and hundreds of years different in time, responds and comments. And so this conversation is taking place over thousands of miles and hundreds of years, and I have joined the conversation. I am hearing and speaking with people who are nowhere near me in time and space. So what difference does this little bit of, 10 seconds, half a second make for me here? I believe that my soul and your souls are outside of time and space. And it doesn't matter that if we're in a physical location that's somewhere else, or time that's off by a second or 10 seconds or 1,000 years. It doesn't matter because we are all together outside of time and space. Mm-hmm. And that for me has been the learning I've gotten out of COVID and Zooming and all of these meetings. And now I can watch I can join a service, not watch. In the beginning I was watching. I can join a service that takes place in Sydney, Australia 18 hours ago and feel connected spiritually to the people that I'm singing with, even if they don't consciously know I'm with them. On a spiritual level, I'm with them. So.
Excellent. Very nice. Very nice,
deep.
Josh, Claudia.
Nice.
Lots to think about.
Well, it is interesting. I don't think our souls exist outside of time and space. Maybe when we're dead, but I think our souls are part of our physical being. They are attached to us. So they're with us wherever we are, whenever we are. That's my view. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah, I when I was saying Kaddish for my mother, which was every day on Zoom, Alice was in the same minyan, and we were generally muted, but not always. And it wasn't particularly often. Every now and then there'd be somebody who would not mute, especially, and it was very close, but I think it depends on your internet connection, to be honest. But the Chazan, Cantor Steve, was doing some stuff that was call and response, and people, and it worked. It's not perfect if you have a large congregation and everybody going because of the differences, but it's kind of like what services used to be like in a traditional service, where people more or less went at their own pace anyway. As my son would say, they were going humana, humana, humana.
I've heard it called mumblecore.
Yeah, but when you were talking, you reminded me of, it would now be a very sexist joke, but I will tell it anyway because it was one of the few. Uh, it was my father told this joke, is the difference between a statistician and and a theoretical and a mathematician. Both men, as I said, this is a very sexist joke. And both of them are given the proposition that there's a beautiful woman who's standing against the wall, and they're standing against the other wall, and they can go halfway and halfway and halfway and halfway. And the mathematician just gets disgusted and says, well, I'll never get there. You know, what's the point? And the statistician just has a smile on his face and says, I'll get as close as practically possible. And that's kind of the way I feel about, you know, the little differences in Zoom. It's, you know, it's as close as practically possible. So, and I think there is a connectedness. I mean, it's one of the benefits of that we've learned, that we can be with people elsewhere, whether it's for services or with family or in ways that we couldn't before COVID, or that we didn't know how to. Maybe we could have, but we weren't using those tools in the way that we use them now. So, you know, there are good things that we can learn even from bad things.
Very true. Very true. Well, we're going to move on to the Baruch, but we're not doing the Baruch. So if you would be so good as to mute. I'm going to sing it the way I have heard it done other places. It's not the way that we've been doing it at JCOGS. And in this sense, it begins with a question, am I awake? It's personal, it's me, it's singular. Am I awake? And I ask these questions, but after the Baruch, it changes. It's not a question, it's an answer, and it's not singular, it's plural. We are awake. We are prepared. You are listening to our prayer. You can hear our voice. You can understand. So to me, this is the pivotal point, the turning point where we come together as individuals. And after the Baruch, we have joined as a single congregation, and we've become a we. It's my favorite moment in the whole service. It's, to me, this is why I gather in community, because I can do everything else on my own, but I can't do this. I can't be community on my own. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? We are awake. We are prepared. You are listening to our prayer. You can hear our voice. You can understand. We are awake. We are prepared. ומעביר יום ומהביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המאורי והרבים. Ahavat Olam, on page 52. Shaviti is the tune I like for this. It's actually from Psalm, I think, 53. I don't remember. Very simple words. Shaviti. Shaviti havaya lenegdi tamid. I place God before me at all times. Havaya ahava, love and God. Just these words. Shiviti Havaya lenegdi tamid. Shiviti Havaya lenegdi tamid. Havaya, ahava, 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 shiviti, ahvaya, lenegdi tamid, shiviti, ahvaya, lenegdi tamid. El Melech Naaman. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטורפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Please take a few moments to do the next two paragraphs of the Shema on your own. Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 60. ומלכותו בצאן קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל, משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, מלכותך ראו בניך בוקעים לפני משה, שהליהנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, God Yisrael. Hashkivenu on page 62. Let There Be Love by Noah Aronson. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Lehishalom. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Lehishalom. Behamidenu, Malkeinu Lechaim, Ufros Aleinu, Sukkot Shlomecha. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ashkivenu, Lehishalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, lapares sukkot shalom aleinu ve'al amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Vishamru on page 64, may rise if you like. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. We turn now to the Amidah on pages 68 through 76. Please rise as you are able. The words on the page are the prayers in your heart. Take a few moments away from our technology to just have some quiet time. Use shalom bimromav. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru. Ve'imru. Amen. Say shalom bimromav. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru. Ve'imru. Amen. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru. Ve'imru. Amen. I tell you to take out your cards, but you probably don't have any cards for the Misha Berach. Okay. Oh, good. Good. Lynn's got one. Prayers for healing. Yes, well, that's our version of screen sharing now, isn't it? Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, bless and heal those among us who need healing. Please unmute yourself if you'd like to add somebody to the list. I am saying prayers for Auntie Pi.
Beth Lieberman.
Russell Bell.
Along with all the ill among us, grant insight to those who bring healing, courage, and faith to those who are sick, love and strength to us and to all who love them. Together, let us read, God, let your spirit rest upon all who are ill and comfort them. May they and we know a time of complete healing, a healing of body and a healing of the spirit speedily and soon. And let us say, Amen. And Simchas. No, nothing happy going on?
Spent Thanksgiving with my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids, and it was a lovely, relaxed day that concluded with a game of, oh, what the hell's the thing called now? Cards Against Humanity Family Edition.
I'm glad it was a family edition. I don't like the other one.
I haven't seen the other one, but the family edition is a hoot.
Patty, did you have something to share?
Yes, I'm very, very happy to share that my goal of having Christmas dinner for everyone who wants one that uses the Lamoille Food Share as their shopping source is going to have that. We're launching it December 5th. There is a shopping list, and it's basically making sure that those who want will have a Christmas dinner.
Wonderful, Patty. Alice and Rachel, anything to share?
I got to see my parents for Thanksgiving and FaceTime with my nieces and nephews and brother and sister, which was really nice. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
That is.
And
nothing.
you got nothing. You got nothing but quiet and peace in your home.
Yes,
Quiet and peace.
I have a week off of all by myself.
That's a simcha sometimes. I was excited to have turkey soup for our Thanksgiving dinner because we started the turkey a week ahead of time, and latkes. And then we had
Very
latkes for lunch again. and followed it up with some sufganiyot without the jelly. So we are well into Hanukkah season already. I said, you know, I can't wait. We're eating it now. The house smells of grease, and that's my simcha.
It's wonderful.
And the back of the card, Rachel is going to read prayer for Israel, and then Lynn, after that, if you would do prayer for our countries, that would be wonderful.
Are we on?
We're on.
Okay.
It's you, Rachel.
Okay. Prayer for Israel, rock and redeemer of the people of Israel. Bless Israel in its pursuit of a flowering of redemption. Send your light and wisdom to Zion's leaders and advisors, and help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of all who work towards safety, justice, and democracy, crowning their efforts with success. Shield the land with your love and spread over it your shelter of peace. May the time be near when all its inhabitants and neighbors dwell together in security and everlasting peace. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Prayer for our countries. Our God and God of all peoples, bless and watch over our countries, the United States of America and Canada. Bless our diverse inhabitants equally in the light of your presence, that we might build together a society based upon principles of acceptance, justice, and compassion. Inspire our leaders with your good counsel, that they may act wisely for the good of all our citizens and all peace-loving people throughout the world. May peace and security prevail within our borders and beyond, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you. We rise as we're able for the Aleinu on page 118. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים עמם, ושכינתו זו, וגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו ופסולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשבת אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ, מתחת אין עוד. כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. May be seated if you like. And yard sites, we will not be saying Mourner's Kaddish, but we are remembering Benjamin Frank, late husband of Judy Frank, Bernard Bauman, father of Robert Bauman, David Roth, father of Betsy Blechman, Fifi Danziger, mother of Amy Danziger Tenenbaum, Beatrice Lon, mother of Michael Lon, Nancy Simon, mother of Edie Simon Israel, Rosita Frieden, mother of Shoshana Frieden, Solomon Rader, paternal grandpa of Shona Rader, and we're marking the 30 days of Shloshim this week of Michael Heitner. Announcements. Do you really want me to read all the announcements to you? They haven't been updated anyway, so because it still says we're having an